As you can see in my screen, there is a quote by Benjamin Franklin. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Yes, it is very true. If you invest more knowledge, explore more learnings at the interest is yours. Or either you can share to others, you can help others to do some things because of your knowledge that you invest by your experience, right? So, our topic for today is about assessment tools for selecting relevant and inappropriate digital and non-digital resources. So, it's all about how to choose or select an assessment tools, either non-digital or digital. Next. So, what is an assessment tool? So, before proceed, we need to define assessment tools. Assessment tools are techniques used to measure students' academic abilities, skills, fluency in a given subject, or to measure one's progress toward academic proficiency in a specific subject area. So if the assessment is collecting, gathering, ranking, select, rating the student progress, assessment tools are the tools to use in that particular assessment. Okay, let's proceed. So assessment can be either formal or informal. So assessment is formal or informal. So informal assessment are often inferences educator draws as a function of unsystematic observation of the student's performance in the subject matter under consideration. So, informal assessment, this is not a part of your lesson plan. So, either you observe the student, but since it is informal, you can assess them by observing, but it is not a part of your lesson plan. So, but the same, it is an assessment. So, formal assessment. Formal assessment are objective measurements of the student abilities, skills, and fluency using screening, progress monitoring, diagnosis, or evaluation. So, these formal assessment either quiz, oral recitation, monitoring, diagnosis, or evaluation. So, these are, it has a well-planned assessment from your lesson plan. Next. How to choose appropriate assessment tools. Teachers need to select tools to assess students' achievement in target outcomes. So you must select the tools to achieve the target outcomes. The selection of tools involves obtaining detailed information and the need to keep the process feasible and manageable. It must be detailed information, feasible, and manageable. Okay? Next. There are things need to consider in choosing appropriate tools. First, the goal of assessment. Make sure that if you assess the student, you must have a goal to target the specific objectives that you have. Okay? Next. The method of assessment. Method of assessment, either direct or indirect. So, we're going to talk about that later. So, the interval in giving assessment. So, meaning of interval in giving assessment, like this. If on Monday, you give a quiz or a exam, a multiple choice exam, then on Tuesday, you give also multiple choice exam, and Wednesday until Friday you give multiple choice exam. That's not good. In that case, you are not following this interval giving assessment. So it must be like this. On Monday, multiple choice, and Tuesday do some interactive assessment. If that's what you want, or interval giving assessment is very, very crucial. Next. Direct and indirect objects. So, Example of direct method are examination, written, assignments, or presentation. So, that's a direct. So, on the spot assessment. Okay? Next, indirect. So, indirect method can provide as useful supplement and check findings from direct measures. Example of indirect method, student satisfaction. So, indirect method, it means that student needs to think or have a time to think to answer that assessment. That's an indirect method of assessment. Okay. Next, there's a type of assessment tools. First, non-digital resources not relating or using computers, internet, or other digital technologies. So, since non-digital, not using internet, technology, or computers, okay? So, digital tools, so it is an opposite of this. Tools characterized by electronic and especially computerized technology. So, using technology, these digital tools. Next, characteristics in selecting appropriate assessment tools, whether non-digital or digital. Okay. First, measure the desired level of performance. It must be measure the level of desired performance of your student. Next, cost effective in terms of effort, time, and money. So make sure that it is not waste of time, not waste of effort, not waste of money, and especially make sure it is effective. Useful, that will produce results that provide information that can be used in making decisions to improve student learning. So, as usual, make sure that in that particular tools is very useful. Okay? Next. Reasonably accurate and truthful. Make sure that accurate than truthful. It as that assessment has a basis in learning, has a basis in that particular subject. Okay? Number 5, dependable, consistent response over time. So, it's dependable, reliable, consistent, not be changed. Although there's a changes, but the target is still the same. The students need to develop their learnings over time. Evidence being ongoing, not once and done. So there's an evidence that it is continuing, that your assessment tools can be continuous for your student development. Okay? Understood? Next. Example of non-digital resources or tools. So, chalkboard, whiteboard, 2D or 3D shapes, or let me say manipulative shapes or tools, bulletin boards, flip charts, diorama, puppets, terrarium, flashcards, paper, and pen. So, these are some non-digital resources. So, when we're teaching mathematics, we can use this chalkboard, whiteboard, shapes, bulletin boards, flip charts, either diorama, puppets, flashcards, and paper and pen. The terrarium can be used in science because terrarium is just like a small forest in the small glass. Okay, next. Example of digital resources. In general, there are 3 examples of digital resources. The apps, computer software, website. So, in specific application, there's a lot of application out there that can be used in assessment. Okay? Like for example, in application, there's a Kahoot. In computer software, there is a Mentimeter. There's a PowerPoint. In a website, there's a Mentimeter. Okay? Next. How digital assessment tools help teacher better learning experience. So how? Because of the digital, learnings can be more interactive. Because using digital tools, we can use digital tools by gamifying, or either do some more interactive activities using digital tools. Next, why are digital assessment better than non-digital? Digital nowadays, since we are now at the 21st century, a lot of digital that can be used in teaching. So let me say that in digital we can create most of the activity. We can make some design using digital. Okay, with help of the computer. Next, there's a way of using assessment tools. This is what we call the gamifying. So this is what I told you, that gamifying the answer. So one of the most popular tools for digital assessment is Kahoot. Yes, gamification platform help teachers multiple choice questions using or using already existing games. So in the US, almost 100% of the school using Kahoot for an interactive activities, interactive assessment. Next, giving instant feedback. Yes, it was giving instant feedback because if you input there is a result. There is a quick result, instant. So one of the software is equipped with various features that can be used by educators for many different purposes. It also includes activities like quizzes, quick questions, exit tickets, or etc. The tool allows educators to get immediate insight into their student understanding in a real time, as they can create quizzes in seconds and also share them with others teachers. So Socrative, you must visit this one, Socrative. Tracking progress. Yes, it can track your progress, student progress, because it is an assessment. Assessment with instant feedback by the progress of the student. So it can track the progress of the student. Flickrs. Flickrs is is another real-time education software allowed to get data for an assessment. It is a comprehensive tool that helps teachers understand exactly where the students are in terms of progress. So, Flickrs, one of the tracking progress assessment. Creating surveys, yes, is common. So, Google Form is the best. While tools student assessment is Google Form, allows teachers to create multiple choice. It forms survey and enhance it images and videos in a few minutes. So instant creation of survey, multiple choice questions. They can also add collaborators to their Google Form and work on a survey together. That's a work of Google Form. So let's proceed. I have here some example. So if you are what do you think if this is the kind of assessment tools that you create? For example, this is a cartolina. Do you think it's relevant? Do you think it's appropriate? Yeah, it is not, because if you create even on a PowerPoint presentation, you must choose appropriate colors, appropriate text color. Like for this, if your background is dark, you must select a text color light so that the text can be emphasized, so that the student will understand what's your assessment for. Okay, excuse me. Next, so this picture, this one. So what do you think? Yes, yes. It is not appropriate. It is not appropriate. It is not relevant. It's irrelevant, because you, in creating assessment, you must do some consistency. If this, for example, what do you think? Instruction. It is a cohesive, and then is small text. So it is not relevant. It is not good. How about this? Yes, this one, let me say it is a perfect because inconsistency, the text color, the background, the font sizes, the fonts, it has a consistency when you creating this one. So, I think that's it. Please, make sure that you have the select to choose relevant and appropriate tools for assessment for your student. Okay? Thank you for watching.